last and the most expensive extension cord in North America, following a 1960s paradigm, trying to make up for the Upper Churchill when that era is dead and gone.
Yeah, you've heard Robert. Is it Alibert? Is that his name? He was speaking in the media today, and I made mention of him in the preamble about how he is the latest voice to come in, and he suggests he might be there might be 0.1% that he's wrong, but he says that this technological revolution has brought about so much oil that there is no question whatsoever that it is going to reduce the price, and it's going to change everything for an awful lot of people.
I haven't read his, but I made that case months and months ago.
Yep.
That the fracking revolution, the U.S. being self-sufficient by the end of the decade, and you have to look at the $1 or $2 billion that's been wasted on Muskrat Falls so far is much better than the $15 billion before it's built, and then that a project that will lose hundreds of millions a year for 50 years because the price of energy is going to drop, and it's going to cost you 25 cents for power that's worth less than 5. But the reason I called today, we exchanged emails about how I feel that the caribou hunt dust-up demonstrate a cultural bias. In the wake of Randy's demise, and he very wittily put it, that he's been given the opportunity for retirement has been made available to him. Witty to the end, but I think VOCM should pay for all of its on-air staff to have courses in cultural sensitivity. I made the case that the issue is not about caribou at all, but about command and control of First Nations. You stop hunting now, and we'll talk about habitat later. I think were words that came directly out of your mouth, Pete. Your worship of your golden idols, development of any cost, blinds you to the cultural reality that you don't get. You don't get First Nations concept. You don't get that nation-to-nation discussion means you have to be respectful of the other side.
I get extinction.
Worship your idols.
I understand extinction, Bruno. I think that perhaps if we avoid that, then we have something to discuss. But if that is...
Absolutely, Pete. But I sent you an extensive article about how there's a direct link between the habitat degradation and the size of the caribou herd and the size of the offspring, how the offspring are undersized at age because of the impacts from caribou, about how caribou, unlike moose, are very sensitive to disturbances and won't come within great distances of new roads or power lines or new mining operations, so that those habitat impacts are essential to their survival.
I don't think I disputed
that.
Did I dispute?
A whole river system, and you want to pretend you care about the habitat.
Did I dispute that there are environmental factors that also contribute to the...
You missed my point over and over again. Your blindness, your cultural insensitivity, your worship of your golden idols blinds you to the reality that if someone neutral was looking at this, they would have to say you're not understanding nation to nation. You're not understanding them as equals and how you have to be respectful.
I don't know how you can accuse me of having cultural blindness when I haven't really said anything about it. I haven't made a remark one way or the other.
I heard you tell Checapesh, you stop hunting now, we'll talk about habitat later.
No, I wasn't just habitat. I said let's stop the hunting so that the numbers don't dip any further, making recovery even more difficult. And we'll look at all of it. We should discover all of it. But why should we have all that discussion while the caribou herd is still shrinking?
Can't you invert that and say why should we have all of this development when the habitat is being ignored?
Listen. If it was in my control, I would stop.